From Bentonville, Arkansas, this is Midwest Sports Saturday. Good morning, I'm Joey McWilliams. It's a privilege once again to get to visit with you on location somewhere around the country and get to talk about college sports. We're talking about Great American Conference softball once again from Bentonville, Arkansas at the Tiger Athletic Complex, and it is Championship Saturday. This is the place to be. The sun has come out, as you can tell. I'm sure there's a glare. Someone's going to mention the glare right here. That's all right. There's not enough makeup really to cover all of it anyway, and where do you stop? But that's neither here nor there right now. The sun's out. It's a beautiful day, and it's going to be a great day for softball. The championship will be between the top seed, Southern Arkansas, and the number 2 seed, Oklahoma Baptist. I guess that's the way it's supposed to be drawn up. That's how they get these things done. And I have the privilege once again here on Midwest Sports Saturday to visit with the coach of the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders, Coach Jason Anderson, now in your 11th season with the program. Coach, longevity, that's not an old joke, I promise. But still, that's a fantastic thing, and you have the Mule Riders in the championship game once again. Before we get to that, let's talk about the regular season really quickly. 28-4 in GAC play this year. At one point in time, you had not only won all of your series, which 10-1, lost the final series of the year, but swept 7 consecutively. Just what an incredible season. Talk a little bit about that.
Oh, it was awesome. Like I said, you don't expect that going in. You know, you want to put yourself in a position to do well and to be atop the conference, and that's kind of what we've, the kind of mindset that we've created there at SAU. But to think that you'll go sweep everybody 7 series in a row and win that many games in a row is not something you expect. So as a coach, it was awesome to watch. The girls really came together, and we did it in different ways. It was run sometimes. It was obviously pitching sometimes, which carried us a lot of the ways, and then of course made some big defensive plays. So I'm just extremely proud of them. They put themselves in a position to be here as the number 1 seed and to obviously be in this championship game today.
Coach Anderson honored as the Coach of the Year in the Great American Conference, and rightfully so. Congratulations for that honor. Not the only individual superlative, though, that went to the Mule Riders this year, because you mentioned pitching, and I don't think – are we legally obligated? We have to say Brinson Rogers after we say Southern Arkansas pitching? I think that may be.
I mean, if you're talking about this year, man, she's had a heck of a year. So Brinson's been a staple for us there in the circle, and every time she stepped in, she's given us a chance to win, and is obviously a direct correlation to our success this year because she's kept us in ball games when our bats hadn't showed up. So heck of a year for her. Just proud of her, and still many big games for her, hopefully, to pitch as we roll through this postseason. But gotta tip my hat to her. She's been more than we ever expected, for sure.
Another great player on this team, and I know the roster is littered with great players, and with not enough time to mention all of them. Let me talk about another one who has had an impact on GAC tournaments, but also the regular season this year. Reagan Dillon in left field, and with her bat, she's done some pretty good things for the program this year.
Oh yeah, Reagan, we call her Buddha. That's her nickname. If you remember from the pre-conference GAC, we kind of got the background on that. But Buddha's been a great player for us. She's been a junior. She's a junior here now, been here with us since her freshman year, and has been a staple in the middle of our lineup. We lead her off. She has such a good eye. She's tough to pitch to and walk, so she's kind of that mentality to see if we can make them pitch to her early. But she's gotten some big hits for us. Moved to the left. She's been a DP for 2 years, and then Reagan really got after it, and so she's done a really good job for us in left field, made some good plays. So I'm really happy for her and what she brings for the program, for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, another player then who's had an impact on this tournament in particular, Jenna Huey. She's had a home run in each of the first 2 games to get here, and boy, that home run was very, very big. The first run on the board yesterday in a 2-1 victory in the semifinal over Harding, the number 4 seed. These are 2 not only regionally ranked teams, but nationally ranked teams as well. Big matchup yesterday. Jenna Huey has had an impact here.
Oh, that was a big swing. That got us. I mean, it got the game for us. It got us the tying and kind of allowed us to breathe a little bit, I think, offensively, and then Ame coming up big and getting that hit to make it 2-1. But Jenna's a big-time player for us, has been, and she's in year 2. She's a senior. Her leadership in the dugout and what she brings to the field defensively at first base, and then, of course, the 2 big swings this weekend and had some big hits as well. So excited for Jenna as well. Needed it. The team needed it. She needed it, and I'm just happy she's having a great tournament.
We're visiting now with Coach Jason Anderson from Southern Arkansas here on Midwest Sports Saturday, live from Bentonville, Arkansas at the Tiger Athletic Complex. Coach, one of the questions that comes to mind, and Alyssa Orange and I were talking about this just briefly, it's an age of transfers, and there's a lot of good and bad to all of that. Not time to discuss all of that here this morning, but with that in mind, I mean, there are a number of transfers that make their way to Magnolia, and I know that you probably always keep your eyes open. You know, you're looking and to see what's out there to build the program. But I would also think that players have to be looking to Southern Arkansas as well, and if they want to make a change, want to go somewhere different, they'd have to look your direction and go, that's an attractive program. Is that the case? Do you get calls every now and again too?
Absolutely, and I think, like you said, it's even more so. We've always been a good landing spot for transfers, and I think the big deal is you'll find out is your players are your best recruiters. So you get a transfer that comes in from a junior college program or a 4-year, and they have a good experience and they do well for us, and then they talk to their former teammates and stuff. So we've become a really good landing spot there for transfers, both 4-year and junior college. But we get reached out to a lot. We have a lot of friends in the business that are junior college coaches that we know when they tell us this player can play for us and help us to compete at a high level, then we're going to take their word for it and we're going to get after it. So it's been something we've been very successful with as far as transfers, JUCO, 4-year, all of the above. They come in, obviously they have a good experience, they do well, they compete at a high level, and it's somewhere that we rely on to continue the success that we've had, obviously this year and then in the previous seasons.
All right, final question, Coach, then. We see the field behind us. I know you're no stranger to that field. I also know you're no stranger to be playing on it on Saturday, which congratulations again for being here on Saturday. It's the top 2 seeds, and I can't recall a tournament in which the higher seeds have won all 6 games coming in. So this is really it's unique. It's a new take here, but 1 and 2, and I guess that's the way it's set up. Tell us what it's going to take to win today.
Oh, we've got to score some runs, and Brinson's got to be good. Like I said, she's day 3 now. We're going to start her for this game, and she's going on day 3, so we need her to be sharp. Can't expect her to be perfect. Is why we got to have runs. I mean, we got to score some runs and put some runs on the board for Oklahoma Baptist has a very, very good offense, and they can score some runs in a hurry. So we got to limit that, and then we've got to make sure that we put some on the board and play some defense behind her. And if we can do that and find a way to put up some runs and let Brinson be sharp, then I think we give ourselves a good chance.
All right, Coach Jason Anderson. Coach, thank you so much, sir, for your time. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the coverage.
God bless you, and I'll let you go ahead and go back there, and we'll stick around here for just a moment. Have one more guest here on this Saturday morning from Bentonville, Arkansas, as I mentioned, and I would invite the producer and engineer for the GAC Sports Network for the last year or so, Nathan Johnson, to come in and stand next to me, and I guess my boss, to an extent, one of the people that I look up to and say, hey, what are we going to do? He puts everything together. I could go on and on about this. First off, Nathan, thank you very much for coming on the program with me this morning.
Of course. It's a pleasure when the opportunity is given to you to go out there with the Joey McWilliams. You take it. You take any opportunity you can for that.
I'll take that. I appreciate that. Now, a little bit about Nathan, just to give you an idea. I've had an opportunity to work with you for a number of shows now. I appreciate what you bring to the broadcast, and the GAC Sports Network crew is phenomenal and well documented here on this channel. We just talk about the people in the truck, the cameramen, and everybody that does everything around the Great American Conference and the Sports Network. But Nathan, you produce shows, you're an engineer, you can do pretty much anything. What has been your role this particular weekend in Bentonville?
Oh man, that's a loaded question, right? Because one of the beautiful things about what we do in this kind of setup with this crew is we start with a baseline, and if we have the ability to and we see the ability to do something really cool, we build on it. And so one of the things you guys may have noticed in any of the previous days is we have implemented a drone. And you pointed that out in day 1 over at Bentonville West, where it was a limited setup due to a stadium change at the last minute, so we couldn't get an outfield camera, so we used a drone as the outfield camera. And then out in here we have it for scenic shots, just kind of adding elements, almost like a loose cable cam that we can kind of bring to kind of give depth to the broadcast. But my role in this has kind of just been no more than kind of pushing the limits of everybody that we have, whether it's you guys in the booth, whether it's the people in the truck, whether it's the cam ops, always pushing and kind of growing to kind of build the best looking image we can with the puzzle pieces we have at our hand.
I'd love to hear more about that drone. I mean, that has been just you talk about an added bonus to a broadcast, and we've seen the drone before. As a matter of fact, it's been a part of some of the packages. I saw it over at Fort Smith. You guys got some establishing shots and things like that, but this has been a part of a live broadcast, and that has been such a neat new element. Who's running all that?
So that is actually my drone. Any of the drones that we have are we've actually been bringing on because I use them a lot in some of my extracurricular stuff outside of M&M and GAC, and so we have the ability to kind of bring them in. Eric and Will are very lenient in the sense of letting us kind of push the limits of what we can do for a broadcast. And so we brought them in, and we have one now that actually has an HDMI out, so we run it right into the switcher. And so in the past few days, it's actually been me operating the drone. And so It's definitely something that we've started implementing a lot more here lately because we have it at our fingertips to kind of give you guys a new view.
It's been great. I'm hearing all the sirens. I'm wondering if someone's coming to get you, Nathan. You look a little bit concerned.
No, thankfully, we even with the venue changes and stuff, we got a hold of all the local airports. I talked to the airport managers and the FBOs and let them know that we are going to be in the air. And so everybody gave us a green light. We have a hard cap of like 150 feet. So as long as Matt, who's operating it right now while I'm over here, doesn't exceed that, I think we're going to be just fine.
All right, Nathan Johnson, now really quickly, let me ask you about something you mentioned almost in passing there, but it is a big deal because ordinarily we're here at the Tiger Athletic Complex for pretty much the entire weekend, whether rain or shine or whatever the case may be. Scheduling problems sometimes happen, and we have had some Great American Conference softball tournament games in years past at Bentonville West. This is Bentonville High School over at Bentonville West. You guys just basically set everything up one day, took it all down, set it up the next day. Talk about the logistics of something like that, because if you're just watching at home, you don't know all that goes on behind the scenes, and there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
Man, the logistics of that earns and deserves a shout out to everybody in our crew, because it was a very long day Thursday. We came in, we did all the shows. So when we came up Wednesday and we set everything up just to be safe. We thought there was going to be rain on the forecast Thursday, so we set up as much as we could Wednesday. And then Thursday we went through the 4 games, and then what we had to do then is inherently strike everything that we have there, loaded up, and we drove it over here and loaded in the dark. That way, we were also kind of fearful of rain coming in Friday morning, which it did come in Friday morning. Thankfully, we did it that night. It turned an hour's worth of work Thursday night, what could have been 2.5 hours worth of work Friday morning. So it was a very long day for Thursday, but it's the sacrifice, but it's also the teamwork that we have, where everybody's willing to kind of pitch in. And honestly, we ended up striking an entire 4-camera shoot and then rebuilding almost a 9-camera shoot over here in 2 hours. I think we were struck out there in 34 minutes, and we were built out here in an hour and 15.
And that is an amazing number of things. Maybe that's not that much. It absolutely is that much. That is a big deal, big deal. So you gave me one opportunity to segue into a final question for you, as you talked about the fact that it's teamwork, because that's what we do. It's a team here on the GAC Sports Network. You're going to put on a different cap again today, as I get to have Nathan Johnson in the booth with me to do color for the broadcast of the championship game. I have to ask you about that. How do you feel about that today?
I mean, at first you want to be nervous, right? Because it's not something that you do every day. Like, for me, I'm usually behind the camera. I'm in your guys' ears, hopefully kind of leading you along on some cool storylines that we could do. But ultimately, going up there and talking with you is nothing more than what we do when we go out for dinner. We have the camaraderie, we have the teamwork, like you said, we have the family element inside this crew that we can just have a conversation. And that's all it's going to be up there. So we're going to talk about baseball, we're going to talk about what's going on, and we're going to bring it home for all the viewers at GSC Sports Network.
All right, absolutely. Well, I like the way that sounds. That's very, very good. And he mentioned being in my ear. Him and Taylor Gomez and Matt Johnson, the folks who are in my ear regularly and have been in my ear just a little bit here. Not that much today, but they will be up a little bit later on. I have to tell you, though, I appreciate that, because Nathan's somebody that I trust, and I like having someone in my ear. I know that's not something everyone necessarily likes to do, is to have that somebody telling you what to do while you're talking and thinking about other things like that. I thrive on it, but I also thrive on it when it's people that I can trust. And everyone I just mentioned there, I can trust. I know that they're never going to steer me wrong, or we're going to have something go just hideously and horribly wrong in a broadcast because of direction that I got from you all. So I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to getting to visit with you today, just like when we go out and have dinner.
It's going to be great. I appreciate you, Joey, and we all appreciate you, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Nathan Johnson, I'm going to let him get back to it, and we're going to wrap things up here from Bentonville, Arkansas. I want to say thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget, 12:30 is first pitch for this championship softball game going on, or will be going on behind me here. It's the top seed, Southern Arkansas. The number 2 seed, Oklahoma Baptist, and a trip to the NCAA tournament is on the line. Automatic bid is going to be given out today to the winner of this game, 1 versus 2. Shout out to Jason Anderson, coach for the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders, for being on, and of course Nathan Johnson. What a guest. I really appreciated having him with me as well. Keith Brown is behind the camera camera right now. You won't see him. He's not going to let you see him, but he's doing a great job as always, and a shout out to him and to the entirety of the GAC Sports Network crew for being a part of this broadcast today on Midwest Sports Net. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We're continuing to grow it, and we have a lot of coverage of small college sports and more. That's what we do. Midwest Sports Net, we cover small college sports and more throughout the Midwest and beyond. Thanks for watching this broadcast today. God bless you, and have a great day.